All right, everybody, welcome back to Dollars and Cents. This is David and Carlo.
What's going on, everyone?
Carlo, thank you again for hanging out with us and really teaching us about these different options and strategies and ways to build our wealth. This is really have been very educational for myself, and I'm sure it has been for you all out there hanging out with us. So really do appreciate it. This is show 16. We've gone through many different topics. And sometimes, this information might get lost or just kind of go over our head. And so we just kind of want to do a quick recap on where we started from show number 1 to where we are now, and just kind of talk about some of the basic ideas on what Dollars and Cents is about and how you can build tax-free income, right? And so, what is tax-free income at its core?
Yeah, basically money that you do not have to pay a single penny to your state or federal government on.
Right. And that goes back to, what was it? The 3 tax boxes.
Yeah.
Pay.
Taxable income, tax-deferred income, and then
Tax-free.
tax-free income.
Right. And we want to get you into that third box through different vehicles or different products, such as an IUL, using the Rockefeller method. There's different ways and strategies on how you can do that, but we need you to reach out to us and ask these questions so that we can kind of dive deep onto what your particular situation is and really figure out what that roadmap looks like. But the beauty about this is that it's already been done for you. There are many different cheat codes that have already been written and different roadmaps that have already been drawn out to get you to that final destination. We just got to learn where you're at.
Absolutely.
Right. And so kind of starting from the basic, Carlo, let's say you're sitting down with somebody for the first time. What are maybe some of the general questions that come up on how I can make more money or how I can build generational wealth for my family?
Yeah, I would say the first step is figuring out do you have any discretionary income? Okay, so you might have to go through a budget. We can help you with that. And, try to find money. Can we cut some things out? Because if you're going to do a tax-free strategy using cash value life insurance like an IUL, I get the question a lot, what's the minimum for me to start one of these? I just want to get started. I'm 45 years old. What's the minimum for me to start? I say the minimum to start is you want to do at least 10 times your age for at least 10 years in a row. So if you're 45, you want to be doing at least $450 a month for at least 10 years in a row. Can you start with less? Yes, right? Is it conducive for growth? Probably not. Why? Because it is a life insurance policy and there is cost to the policy. We cannot bypass that. Okay, so that's why we want to do at least 10 times your age. So we're going to structure and design that policy so that the majority of that money is going and deposited into the cash value that you're trying to grow tax-free, that you can also access while you're life tax-free. And should you pass away, all of that blossoms to the death benefit, 100% tax-free to your beneficiaries or trust.
We're looking at, there's different conversations that will come up when we get to sit down and really look at what your particular situation is. But, there are ways to grow your wealth, right? Give me some other ideas that you kind of talk to somebody about that.
Yeah, in terms of growing wealth,
yeah.
Right? I mean, you can invest in a Roth IRA on a tax-free basis. You could do that in the stock market. Okay, you can invest in crypto. You can invest in real estate. There's many ways to accumulate assets.
For those of us who have a 401k already in place, and we're not maybe getting anything matched from our employer, does it make sense sometimes to kind of maybe flip that money from the 401k to an IUL?
The contribution, yes, right? Because when you contribute to a 401k, it's coming out of your gross income. So the way they sell you on a 401k is you get to lower your taxable income at the end of the year. So let's say, for example, if you're doing $20,000 into a 401k per year, which you can legally do, and you're making $100,000, Uncle Sam's not going to tax you on $100,000 income. They're going to tax you on $80,000 because of the $20,000 that went into your 401k that was tax deferred. So that's how they try to dangle the carrot. Hey, you're going to get a tax break now, but if you're getting a tax break now, guess what? You're not going to get it later. You're going to have to pay taxes on that when you pull it out. So to me, if if you're getting a match at your company, you should be doing the match. It's free money, right? It's like, hey, my company matches me 4%, 6%, then you should be doing 4 or 6%. But if you have nothing in the tax-free category, Roth IRA, right, cash value life insurance like an IUL, then you may want to just reduce your contributions to the match, right? So I get clients that are like, hey, Carlo, I'm putting 12% of my paycheck, but my company only matches me 4%, right? So I was like, hey, that's 8% that you're not getting any tax benefits from, right? You might be getting the tax break now and you feel cushy, but when you go retire and tax rates went up, you're going to have to pay income tax on all of that money. So bring it down to the match, and now you're going to see the difference in your net income. Start putting that towards a tax-free strategy so that you have some tax-free income later.
What if you're not getting matched from your employer?
That's going to be dependent on you, right? So I'm not going to tell you, I don't know your financial situation. Sure. There's no blanket policy for me to say, don't do a 401k at all, right? But you have to ask yourself, if you're doing all just tax-deferred investments, meaning that none of it's tax-free, I have a challenge with that. I say, you know what? Do you believe taxes are going to go up or down by the time you retire?
Right.
And everyone's like, oh, they're going to go up. So why are you putting all your eggs in the basket where you're going to have to pay income tax at probably a higher rate? Why don't we diversify some of this money into a tax-free category so you have tax-free income later?
The reason why I'm asking these questions is that we were having a conversation with somebody a couple of days ago who has a 401k. They do not get matched. My thought process, me being newer in this world, is, again, going back to the question, will taxes go up? My opinion, they absolutely will. So if I have a 401k that's tied to the stock market, that there is a risk of loss should the stock market go down, right? My personal idea would be, let me just take that hit now, pull it out, dump it into an IUL, and know that it's protected, know that it can grow, but it's protected against potential loss. And then I'm kind of worry-free for the most part. Does that make sense?
It's possible. Yeah, that very well may be the play. It really is going to say, it's going to come down to the circumstance of the individual, right? What their timeline is, what their knowledge base is on investing, right? What their risk tolerance is. All of that will come into play. For you as a business owner, you say, man, this is common sense, right? Because I'm going to make some moves with that. Because I will tell you that if you're going to use IUL or cash value life insurance in general, and this goes to whole life as well, you have to have a good foundation of what investing is and leverage and arbitrage, right? If you don't understand that, you may not be using an IUL. You're driving a Ferrari, but you don't even know how to drive.
And I left that portion out because the plan, speaking for myself, would be dump that in an IUL, but use that cash value to go reinvest it into something that's making me money.
Yeah.
Right.
And therein goes by far one of the biggest misunderstandings to cash value life insurance. This whole be your own bank and leverage and arbitrage. I hear those things, but I'm not getting it. And I want to put people on game on that, because if you understand this concept, you can make this work for you to go make more money, right? And I'll tell it to you in a story that I heard 50 Cent, right, the rapper, tell, and I thought it was a great story, because I'll ask the viewers this question. If I were to give you $1 million, here's $1 million cash. You have 7 days to flip this money to 2 million, and you can keep 2 million. How would you go and flip that money and how would you turn $1 to $2 million in a matter of 7 days?
You put it all on black.
Right. So that's what most people think, right? And it's got to be legal ways, right? So most people are like, I don't know, go to Vegas, right? I'm going to go put it in crypto, right? Well, 50 Cent's idea pretty much sums up the value of what cash value life insurance. He says, no, the best way to do that is go put that money in your bank account. You have $1 million in there. Right? Go put on your Sunday best, right? If you're a gentleman, go put on nice suit, look sharp, and go book an appointment with the branch manager of your bank. And you're going to walk in there and you're going to say, I would like to request a $1 million loan. And why would they give you a $1 million loan? Because they have collateral.
They already have your million.
Right? And so they're going to loan you that money based on the collateral that they have with you, right? So now you just turn 1 to 2. That $1 million obviously is going to stay in the bank. They don't want you to use it. But now you can take that 1 million, depending on the loan rate, and now you can go do something different with that money. That, in essence, is what leverage or arbitrage is, which is exactly what the banks do to us. Because when you give your money, let me backpedal there. If we were now asking the question, the common sense question in 2024, 2025, what value does your bank really give you than just a holding tank for your cash?
Nothing whatsoever. That's where the concept of be your own bank comes in.
Yeah, I was like,
play.
what are these guys really doing for me that's
Right.
helping me level up my money game?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's now public information and it's really starting to get through the sound waves because of information technology that we're all watching YouTube and say, what does the bank do with my money?
Fractional banking.
Yeah. For every dollar you give the bank, they're able to loan out 10.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put $1,000 in your savings, they can loan out $10,000. That's legal to them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're loaning them your money, right? A lot of people, I'm giving them my money. You're loaning it to them. That's why they pay an interest for it.
Minimal,
right? Fractions of 1%. But let's just, for simple math, let's say your bank pays you 1% interest on your $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's nothing. That's what, $1?
Mm-hmm.
And then the bank is going to take your 1,000, multiply that by 10, go loan it out at 10x the rate that they're charging you.
Right.
So if they're charging you or paying you 1%, and then I'm going to go take your money and loan it out 10 times more than the rate we're paying you
at a 10% rate,
then they're keeping 9.
Right. That's arbitrage. That's leverage.
Does everybody get that? That's leverage, right?
You guys, and it takes a while to grasp this idea. It's not new. It's new to us. It's not learned to us. It's not taught to us for a reason.
That's exactly right.
It's done strategically. They don't want us to learn this information.
That's exactly right.
But when you can be the one borrowing against your own money at 1%, and then you're going to use that money to grow it 10% over here strategically, knowing how to do that right, then that's the concept of being your own bank. And this is where this show comes from. This is where these ideas are coming from, because it takes a while to grasp it. I know it did for myself, speaking for myself. But once you get that idea, you're like, oh, shoot, damn. So how soon can I get this done?
100%.
Right? And it really boils down to, as we said a couple shows ago, is having that investment mentality, having the idea to grow 25% in 25, and knowing how to use these strategies to benefit yourself versus benefiting, these big banking institutions.
Yes.
Where they ain't doing nothing for you. And 9 times out of 10, they don't want to lend you your own money.
Totally. Right. They want to run your credit. There's all kinds of loopholes that you have to jump through, right? When you don't need any money, the bank will loan you money all day.
Right.
But when you're like, man, I'm in a tight jam, that's when the bank's like, I don't know.
It's more of how can I not approve you for this loan? Versus how can I work with you to approve this loan because you're going to try to build a business or you're going to try and make some money on this. And so, this when you get this, it's boom, it's bananas. And I'm telling you this from experience. And I'm new to this world as well, such as yourselves, but you will grasp this and you will know what we're talking about when you reach out to us or sit down and come to hang out with us at one of our educational classes, or continue to watch these shows, because this is a really cool concept. Yes. And you're going to leave with a smile on your face knowing, damn, that's crazy.
And I'll end the segment with, write this down, OPM.
Always.
Other people's money, right?
Always.
The premise of cash value life insurance is using other people's money versus your own to go make that money work for you in a different capacity with no monthly payments, no credit checks, 100% tax-free. How many uses can you get out of the same dollar?
In essence, it's a way to use debt to your benefit. And debt is always a negative word, but when you turn it around and use it positively, sky's the limit. And we'll touch on this again, and we will touch on this in person. Cash class at our office on 3rd Avenue. Please look out for these different educational classes on our socials. But please come visit us because we think it's important. You will love it. I promise you. It's mind expanding and blowing, and it's something that is empowering. when you know that you can use this to your benefit.
100%.
So, yeah, you guys, thank you again for hanging out with us. We'll see you around. We'll see you at the shows. Please like and subscribe. Share this with your friends, and look forward to the next one.
Peace.
Peace.